Hello and welcome to Next Practices in Fire Mitigation, brought to you by Distributech Connect. Distributech Connect is a virtual event, and we are looking forward to a live event of Distributech coming up in January of 2022.
Where we start this is with risk analysis. Where do our ignitions come from? And Dave had a great point. Whatever your utility is, look at your own topography, look at your own, I'd say, vegetation conditions, look at your own wildland urban interface. Every utility has a little bit of difference, and that will drive your solution set. So for us, cover conductor was one of the big ones. Microgrids, yeah, we have microgrids. We're running microgrid pilots. They work in some situations. They're not the whole answer. They work in many places. In many places, they're not the solution that is the most cost effective for our customers. Undergrounding, another great area. Undergrounding in many cases is the best solution, but it is multiples, 8 to 10 times more expensive than, say, cover and conductor. It takes much longer to deploy, but it works in some places, and it is the right solution. And the backbone of that analysis is risk management, risk assessment. Identify where the riskiest circuits are. That's where you want to think about that versus others. But then there's also the time to deploy. So there's many, many factors that need to be balanced.
Phil mentioned undergrounding. It probably is, the best solution. Very expensive. So I think there's a lot of efforts going on now to drive the cost out of undergrounding. Maybe when you get out into rural areas, you don't put a lot of future growth in. Maybe you just do things at a lot less cost. So I think that's a big effort for undergrounding.
You both mentioned cost a couple of times, and you talked about underground. I'm passionate about undergrounding, and I think the industry is driving cost out of underground. And I think you're going to see that in the future, where planners and engineers are going to evaluate both overhead and underground on a lot of new parameters in the design and construction, and ultimately the operations and maintenance of underground systems. And that doesn't even address the improved reliability or resiliency, which would be in the case of fire mitigation, and certainly the aesthetics. That's been one of my personal interests throughout my 40-year career in the industry.